What's up everyone, Prepared Guy here once again, and today we're taking a look at the Imalent MS03. Upon unboxing the MS03, you'll find the instruction manual, nylon holster, 2 O-rings, a lanyard, a C-type charging cable, and of course the MS03 itself, along with a high drain 3.6 volt 4000 mAh 21700 rechargeable lithium-ion battery. The MS03 is made of aerospace grade aluminum alloy, is IPX8 water resistant up to 2 meters, and has an impact rating of 1.5 meters, and weighs just under 200 grams or just over 6.5 ounces with the battery on board. I'll leave the tech specs from the manual on the screen now just in case I accidentally leave out any details, so pause the video here for those details. For my runtime test, I ran the MS03 on the 13,000 lumen turbo mode, which gracefully ramped down to the 2,000 lumen mode after 45 seconds due to the onboard ATR. It then ran on the 2,000 lumen mode for an additional 1 hour and 5 minutes for a total runtime that fell just 5 minutes short of the 1 hour and 10 minutes runtime stated in the manual. During my thermal test in the 13,000 lumen turbo mode, the MS03 got up to a max thermal output of 149 degrees Fahrenheit or 65 degrees Celsius after 37 minutes of use, which is hot enough to cause first, second, and third degree burns if held for 30 seconds or more, but chances are you won't be using it like this in real life since these temperatures were only reached during testing conditions to see how much abuse this light could take. During my recharge time test using my Anker variable charger, it took 2 hours and 54 minutes to fully recharge the MS03 battery from completely depleted to fully recharged, which was 36 minutes faster than the stated recharge time in the manual. Now let's go over the modes, lumen outputs, and general operation of the MS03. Okay guys, now we're going to cover the general operations of the Imalent MS03. So first off, it's very simple to use. You got this nice flush button here that you can't accidentally push. It's very easy to push when you push it though. And it has a little indicator light here. You can turn the indicator light on the side by holding the button down for about 2 seconds while the light is off. That way, if you're leaving this in a dark spot or the power goes out, you can always find it because that's going to always be on. That runs for like, I don't know, 6 months or something it said in the manual. So that's not going to be a problem to leave on. If you want to turn it off, you just hold it down again while the light is off and it shuts off. Very simple to use. Now we're going to walk through some of the lumen outputs. First off, all you have to do to turn the light on is just press the button, and it's very simple to use. Press it again to turn it off. Press it again to turn it on. Right now, this is the 150 lumen mode with a runtime of 27 hours. You're going to hold the button down again. It's going to cycle over to the 800 lumen mode with a runtime of 3 hours and 40 minutes. You're going to hold down the button again. It's going to cycle over to the 1300 lumen mode with a runtime of 2 hours. Now we're going to hold the button down again, and we're going to the 3000 lumen mode with a runtime of 1 hour and 15 minutes. Then we're going to press the button again, hold it down. It's going to go to the 8000 lumen mode with a runtime of 1 minute, and then it drops down into the 2000 lumen mode for another 72 minutes. And then we're going to double click and go into the 13,000 lumen mode with a runtime. This gets really hot really quick, but that has a runtime. It's very hot to touch. That 13,000 lumen mode has a runtime of 45 seconds, and then it steps down to 2,000 lumens for an additional 70 minutes. So it's already really hot, guys, for me to touch. So just even doing what I just showed you on the screen, it gets extremely hot. Like I said, my runtime got up to almost 150 degrees, which is, you know, you can get a first degree burn with that. So be very careful. Do not spam the turbo. The turbo is just for, hey, look in the field really quick, and then turn it off. You know what I mean? So it's that kind of light. So moving along to the other modes, you got the turbo. You put that on, and then you double click again, and it goes into the strobe, and then you press it again, it turns off. Very simple operation. There is a lockout mode. If you want to use the lockout mode while the light is off, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the light lights up on the side, it doesn't flash out the front, and now you're in your lockout mode. You have to press it 4 times again, 1, 2, 3, 4, to unlock it. The light flashes again to show that it's unlocked, and you can go right back into your regular output. Now, if I turn this on and say I step up to the 800 lumen mode right here, when I turn it off, it's going to remember the last lumen output that you had. Even if you jump into turbo and you turn it off and you turn it back on, it jumps right and back into the last output that you had. So it has a memory. It's very simple to use. There is no moonlight mode on here. So basically, if you want it to be on the lower setting, you just have to cycle through. And yes, you do have to cycle through every single time you want to bring the light to a different lumen output. So that's 150 lumens. Then you hold it down again, cycles over 800, 1300, 3000, 8000, and then 13,000. Very, very bright light, guys. Very, very hot to the touch, but it's a very small light. And you can see these little blocks in front of me represent about 1 inch a piece. So it's a little over 4 inches long and about 1.5 inches wide. So it's a very small light. As you can see, I can almost make it completely disappear in my hand. Now let's take it outside for the beam shot test. The MS03 has a max beam distance of 324 meters or 1,060 feet and a max candela of 26,320 CD on the 13,000 lumen turbo mode. The LED color tint is cool white, coming in at about 6,500K and utilizes 3 Cree XHP 70-second LED emitters. Alright guys, we're out on my porch with the MS03 and now we're going to do the beam shot test. We're going to start this off in the low 150 lumen mode. And this is 20 feet away from the railing there. And now we're going to step it up to the 800 lumen mode. And that's what the 800 lumen mode looks like. And now we're going to step it up to the 1300 lumen mode. That's what the 1300 lumen mode looks like. This is the 3000 lumen mode. This is what the 3000 lumen mode looks like. This is the 8000 lumen mode. This is what the 8000 lumen mode looks like. And now we double tap for the 13,000 lumen mode, and that's what the 13,000 lumens looks like on my porch. That's ridiculous. Okay guys, now I'm in my side yard. I'm going to show you what this looks like in the 150 lumen mode. And this is what it looks like. I'm going to step it up again. This is the 800. This is the 1300. This is the 3000 lumen mode. This is the 8000 lumen mode. And this is the 13,000 lumen mode. 13,000 crazy lumens. Look how crazy bright that is, guys. That's unreal. So you can see me. Looks like I'm being abducted by aliens over here. Please don't. Anyway, so yep, this is what it looks like. And it's getting extremely hot in my hand, so I have to turn it off. And I'm going to show you. This is what the Olight X7R looks like on the 12,000 lumen mode. I'm going to put the Olight on the left and the MS03 on the right. So that's what that looks like, side by side comparison, guys. Alright guys, now I'm going to do a beam shot comparison between the X7R Marauder from Olight and the Imalent MS03. So on the right, I'm going to have the MS03, and on the left, I'm going to try the X7R Marauder. So here we go, guys. This is what it looks like on the screen now. My pros and cons for the MS03 are as follows. First, the pros. The MS03 is bright, small, and easy to use. The run times for the lower modes are standard, with the added benefit of having the sun in your pocket with the ridiculous 13,000 lumen mode at your fingertips. Now for the cons. Using any mode over 2000 lumens makes the light heat up fairly quickly, and using the 13,000 lumen mode is only built for short bursts, otherwise you're gonna burn your hand. Even during my demonstration, it was difficult to keep the light cool enough to show my viewers the turbo mode, since the MS03 will not go into turbo mode when it gets too hot. It shuts down completely and you have to wait for it to cool down so you can use the turbo mode again, but you can use the other modes when this happens. Also, I want you to keep in mind that this flashlight might have the capability to blast 13,000 lumens, but it's just a bonus capability and it's not its primary output. The light runs perfectly cool on all the modes lower than 1300 lumens, and the low modes have excellent run times. It's a decent flutter on the 13,000 lumen mode, but it quickly loses its beam distance on the lower modes. So with that said, I think it's a pretty cool light with a great shock and awe value of having 13,000 lumens at your fingertips. So if you're thinking of pulling the trigger on the Imalent MS03, I would say it's a great option, coming in at about $130 on Amazon with a 5-year warranty from Imalent. I hope this video has been helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Prepared Guy, and until next time, guys, stay prepared.